I started playing CS when I was 9 years old. My parents were having a video club. Obviously, I met some friends there and I saw them playing. Of course, I started playing as well. Back then, when I played against them, that was the competition we had. It didn't change anything. I still tried to be the best and I still tried to beat no matter who is on the other side. From the beginning, I had more focus on CS than everything. Obviously, I was going step by step. I wanted to be like the best in my city first. When we made a team, I wanted to be the best like in my country. I was really afraid of making like any moves, and when some Serbian team invited me, I accepted it. That's what I made a huge difference in my career. When I really stepped up as a player, I was really young. I didn't know them, they didn't know me, so it was kind of a hard choice for me. When I was turning 18, I got my first offer from Mousesports, which I declined. I still believe that I can make it to the top with my Serbian team. I did not tell to my parents because I knew that they would force me to accept the offer because they knew that I wanted this since I was a kid. After another try with Serbian team, which did not work out, I got an offer for tryout. I did my job, they invited me to the team, and everything started from there.
They're in the bomb site now and they're already on it. They need to get this through. They go have a kit, so he's got a lot of time to work with here. Nico on the outside, he gets the one kill, comes back with the noise sprays. He wins one while they're still abusing. Nico, he's gonna go for it, he's gonna dribble, he gets a quad kill. Oh my god, Nico!
My name is Niko Kovac. I play for Team Mousesports. I represent Bosnia.
I had a lot of pressure back then when I joined Mousesports, but I would also say that pressure helped me a lot to improve really fast and to build what I had back then. If I had to summarize time in Mousesports, I think that they made me a player, actually. They made my new personality as a professional player. They just made me what I am right now, because that was the time where I made my career. I'm really thankful to Mousesports. Without them, I could not be where I am at the moment because they gave me a great opportunity. But you can't be the best player if you don't have the best team in the world. I tried for 2.5 years to make Mousesports the best team in the world, but it didn't work out, so at some point I had to leave the team. I had to accept the offer from FaZe.
Over 10,000 fans here to watch 10 people play Counter-Strike.
This is Nico's first final of a big tournament. The first time he's going to play on the big stage.
Join a team for 4 days and get your first grand final. It's kind of sick.
We played every grand final since I joined, but that's not what we want. We want to win every final we are in, so that's what we want at the moment. Kerrigan is a really huge piece in our team. I think that's what makes our team work really good at the moment. He knows how to use our skill, how to use our potential. That helps us a lot. On us, it's just to deliver. We are the guys who celebrates the most, and that's what Roban said to me, is that like they need that kind of guy as well. Wayne has really great personality. He's the player I want to play with for a long time already. If I could make the best lineup in the scene, I would pick that player first. You can count on him anytime to do any job you need. Alu is a really funny guy. Even when we are playing final, he is really calm player and he keeps making the jokes in the team. And about Kyo, people are calling him the problem. And I think that he wants to prove that he is not the one, especially when we play against Frenchies, because he is the one who is like left from 2 rosters in France. That's what I like the most, that he wants to prove that he deserves the best. I'm the guy who can do anything on the team. I will do everything to win the match, to win the round. My goals at the moment are that we become the best team in the world. I think that we are not that far from it, but I hope that we are going to try to be the most consistent team in it. That's our goal at the moment, I would say.
Nico, he has to be the saviour of this round. Lines up a couple. There's 2 frags. That's what we wanted to see. And the third! Nico saves the round for FaZe. It was looking so desperate, but Cold Zero now in the 3 versus 1 and 25 seconds remaining.
You want to prove yourself the most when there's a lot of crowd. Just cheering for you, you want to prove, you want to make them proud, you want to make them happy. That's where pressure comes. When you see them like cheering for you, then you want to give even more, and that's what keeps players in this game, I think. I just hope that more crowd will be on our side than on opponent's side. I really love what I'm doing and I'm gonna try to play as long as I can. I don't know what my family will say at the end of my career, but I believe that they're gonna be really proud and happy that I managed to do it, especially if I become one of the legends. I think that even in the future, this is gonna get even bigger. It's gonna mean even a lot more to the nations. After I achieve all my goals, I might go back and try to make a team for my country. I want to be the guy who's gonna make esports much bigger in my country, maybe the name which people will remember. I will forever stick in esports.
A fantastic highlight of what this means to Nico. Great storyline of someone that is forging his path to being a legend of the game. He certainly wants it and certainly has proven he has what it takes. Also, a couple of words about just how much pressure and how much drive he has upon himself, from himself, to be in front of that home crowd. And now just one best of one determines it. Welcome to ESL One Cologne's final best of one of the group stage. One spot, two teams, and two teams that are certainly worth talking about, just like my two analysts. We have Sponge and Freiburg. And Adam, I mean, when you look at North and FaZe, does playoffs sound right to both of them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're both two of the top 5 teams in the world right now, I think.
Yeah.
I know that FaZe is number 2. I'm not too certain what ranking North are at. But, I mean, it's teams that have been playing very well. We saw North being in the final of the ESL postseason just for a few months ago. So, I mean, teams that should be performing super well. FaZe have been in every final when they picked up Nico, right? So I think that, I mean, they both have been underperforming, losing against teams they maybe should not have lost against. So I'm expecting more from these teams, and it's gonna be a brawl whoever goes to, because none of these teams have really been like performing for me. Like I can't even say really who's gonna go through.
Most disappointing loss for FaZe so far, Chad? I mean, where do you look?
The last one?
Yeah.
Where else can you go with that? The energy from FaZe in the last 2 matches has been very low. Sure, right, when they played Mouse Sports, it was after a very long day. But it's, you know, a match to get you into the playoffs in this massive arena here in front of all these people. And they're talking about in those kind of little features that they want to play in front of these type of crowds, and they love playing for those. So you've got to fire up. You've got to be ready for these kind of matches. And it has been another long day. So the energy needs to be there. They can't come out slow again, especially against North, who I always talk about how Config gets off to a good start. If he can get off to his blistering start and the FaZe guys, they're nowhere to be seen, anything's possible in this one.
Anything truly is possible. And we have a lovely little bit of flexibility with this one, because FaZe Howl's a player you've played with. Alu on that AWP, a stat just came up saying 50% of his kills are with the AWP. Do you regard him as someone that can juggle with the rifle and AWP as proficiently as others?
I mean, I don't think he's one of the better like hybrid oppers.
Okay.
I think he's more a core opper, right? He can do like pistols fine. He can do the op very well. But he's more of a more defensive opper. With FaZe, he's more aggressive because the whole team is aggressive.
Sure.
But I think he's more of a defensive opper, which I mean, he's 9 out of 10 times he's hitting his shots. He's a great person to have in your team. He's funny. He's bringing a lot to the team, like team-wise. Just communication and everything, keeping the mood up. He's a Finn, you know.
He's a Finn, after all. Yeah, you heard from Nico. He's always cracking jokes, apparently, according to Nico. And on the other side of things, no joke themselves. If we do kind of venture down that North path just for a moment, Chad, I know that you had high hopes for what AZ was going to do to this roster, trying to add life to. I mean, we've seen what Rops has done. We've seen what Nico has done to FaZe. What about the AZ move? It hasn't been as talked about.
When he first joined the team, I think I was one of very few advocates for AZ, right?
That's
because
true.
People think that he's a star player and that with Config and Magics around him, he can't really be put in a role where he can thrive like he did back in the Dignitas days.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, because he played in FaZe and he wasn't really a standout star in FaZe because there were so many stars, everybody was kind of a bit duller, right?
Sure.
So I thought that he would be able to come in and be a good role player for this team because he was kind of doing that in FaZe anyway. That hasn't really translated and been the case. He hasn't seemed to have found a comfort zone, and he's not putting up consistent performances. Now, whether or not that's his fault or the space is being taken from him, you have to look at that in a lot of detail to see where the issue is. But on the scoreboard, if you just look at the stats, he doesn't feel like he's contributing in the way that I thought he could have in the beginning.
Understandable. Now, I think it's quite fun with this one is that before we do start that veto, when you put them pound for pound, player for player on a piece of paper, where do you think the edge actually lies? Like, if you think, so let's do the Cajun B and Alu. Are there styles that kind of cross there? You already talked about Alu. What do you make of Cajun?
I think they're both defensive uppers, and
They are.
I think they're pretty similar in the way that they play. Like both Cajun is also. I think Cajun is a bit more comfortable with rifles. But like, if you want me to pick like who's I think is the best, I'd pick Alu because I've played with him.
Yeah.
I know how good he can be.
Yeah, and of course, outside of that, when you look for firepower, there is just an abundance on either side, really.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force you to choose, but, you know, Magis Config is a duo you've already highlighted before. On the other side of things, who are the two names that you're going to put in first and at the top of your list?
Nico Rain, I would say.
There it is.
But it's nice and simple, right? Obviously, we talk about Keo being the rock of the team. He's able to hold those small bomb sites quite well and delay for his teammates to get there, grabbing crucial multi-kills, especially on Train, Overpass, they come to mind. And then you have Carrigan, who, as an in-game leader, I love it when he's the kind of guy who's going for the entry frags and getting the information, because he always seems to make those fantastic reads. So he has that element to his play as well. And also map-dependent, he can pick up the AWP, which is something else. Yeah, like they like to do it on Mirage from time to time, Train from time to time. So it has a secondary, or even sometimes Nico can AWP as well, so maybe even a third AWPer. He can be quite proficient, but I think the way that Carrigan addresses the game is kind of like a Fur or JW, just not as skillful in that sense. Like, he takes those kind of risks, and when they pay off, looks brilliant.
All right.
But not all the time for Carrigan.
I got excited because you said map dependent, and you gave me a beautiful segue into that veto, and it's already rocking and rolling. You've seen, of course, FaZe have chosen to immediately take Cobble away from North. No surprises there for the people at home, but what do you make of this?
100% Inferno, Alex.
Yep, Train, Cash, you've called it already. Appreciate that, Chad. No, it's not. It's smoke and mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors. Overpass gone. One more. Click your fingers. It's given to North.
I'm surprised that FaZe is banning Overpass, because I think that's one of the maps that they shouldn't feel very confident on. But we're going to see Inferno again here, the last map of the day. It's going to be a tough one, because I know that North is also having Inferno as one of their favorite maps. I think it's going to be a good map for both teams.
It wasn't that long ago that North were describing, and AZ in particular was describing Inferno as their Joker pick, something they hadn't necessarily got too much depth on. And already we've seen from FaZe, they got made, well, sweating bullets versus Heroic. 16-14, stretched very thin versus the Danes. And now, with the last game and the last spot, I am actually asking for predictions here, gentlemen. Adam, I'm looking at you. Cards on the table time.
I'm always counting on Nico. The rest of FaZe needs to step up, though. They need to go with him. And I think they will. I'm going to go with FaZe.
FaZe expecting their record not yet to be broken. How about you, Chad?
It's hard to go against FaZe. I've said they haven't been fired up in their last two matches. If they're not going to get fired up here, then they're going to fall flat on their face, but I can't see that happening a third time, especially with this much on the line.
So much on the line. That crowd is just one map away for both of these teams. North, a courageous roar could get them across the finish line, or will it truly be FaZe up into the playoffs? We'll find out with your casters, though. They're rocking and they're rolling. Let's get into this one. Semler and Anders.
Thank you very much, Alex. And yes, indeed, we are ready. Last match was incredibly intense. It's getting a bit late here, but...
Are you not going to acknowledge that brilliant handoff? Alex, kudos. That was sick. Oh. Well done. Well, I'm bowing. Well done.
I could do that. I could do that. I liked it.
I love FaZe up or down, Anders?
I don't know. This is a crazy game. I mean, this could go either way. The last game was double overtime on Inferno. Inferno has a way of spawning these mad matches, and we've got two teams that I would agree the panel have been underperforming just a little bit. FaZe certainly not showing up the way they were expecting. North seem quite far away from their usual level. Now, here they come. FaZe on the CT side and North on the terrorist side, and actually look at this mad dash down the middle from Kiyoshima. Rain finding one, Nico with a headshot, Rain again, and Kiyoshima taking down MSL. That officially launches the pistol round, and it's all hell for North. They don't get a single kill. Every single kill on FaZe was a headshot. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.
That is clean work done there by FaZe. What is that, man? I mean, North trying to push aggro top mid, fair enough, or trying to push aggro banana, fair enough, but the Keo charge, that's unreal. He even gets a kill. He's even there fast enough to get the flank on MSL. That's unbelievable. What perfect call coming in here from Kerrigan to start things off, and that's going to rattle North. They have to go for the force buy now. Tech9's Kevlar. And be sure to check Twitter, because Blair has actually put together, for most of the major events for 2017, he's put together the pistol stats, and it's actually pretty shocking just how many pistols are being won, and then the follow-up round being won, despite teams going in for these force buys.
Let's see how it plays out for North. This is a map where one good flashbang, you're going to be close with the pistols, you can absolutely win it. We'll see if they're going to be able to do it. The flash is actually on Cajun, and is it going to be out the apartments with him setting up for the flash in middle? That would be sort of almost a classic at this point. He is certainly in position for it, so I'd quite like to see that. They're going to run out without anything. Magus trying to take the fight, and he almost gets the kill on Kiyoshima, but a re-grenade, or sort of a return grenade coming in. And now they're in a weird position, North. They've sort of shown their hand here, so that flashbang is going to be way less effective.
Yeah, the pressure. I mean, they're waiting to see in mid still if there's going to be any kind of push for info. But instead, it's just Alu calmly holding the angle. He gets tagged down fairly low, but that's not going to matter because the bomb has now been dropped in pit, and it's only cajunB alive, Deagle in hand. Alu and Keo are both very low, but a 1v5 Deagle ace clutch. I think it's a tall order for anybody. And sure enough, he's just going to go charging in and get it over with. Cajun, you know, not going to beat around the bush, Anders. Just get in there and see what you can do.
If he could have got that kill on Keo, then that would have been an interesting beginning. But as soon as they'd shown themselves in apartments, you could tell that FaZe were just falling back into the pit, and they were not going to get flashed easily. So, yeah, good job on their part, not losing anybody. And moving us into the third round, where North have nothing at all. So we'll see how that turns out. It should be one of those. I mean, unlike on a map like, say, Nuke or Train, where even just Glocks, you can sometimes get a bomb down if you just get the right sort of opening. On this map, you shouldn't be able to. It's so hard to do that. Like, you can't even get close to the site most of the time anyway.
What is this madness? Well, there you go, Rain. Okay. Yeah, you know, you got to say that. Just drop the rifle. Just get the Tech 9 out. You do a better job with it.
Yeah.
It's all right. We all understand.
Well, we've seen already in the last game that getting rounds on the T side is definitely very possible. We saw a slightly different style of defense coming out from Mousesports, where they were a bit more aggressive at top mid, and also the banana fight, they were winning a lot against Cloud9. We'll see what kind of adaptation FaZe are going to go for. Already Alu standing in the middle of that lane. Grenade coming in from Rain to second mid. And there's also some presence at top banana. So FaZe are very aggressive in their setup compared to almost every other team we've seen so far. Boost being attempted here. Nico knows it's coming. Gonna land a headshot with the FAMAS.
Yeah, once that smoke is up, it's just very common for the... Oh, no, he's going to die. Config. What? Just hesitates. Doesn't know which way to go. If he's got to walk, if he's going to have a place to hide in there, and it just doesn't work out for him whatsoever. But when that smoke is up, you know, going for that boost, it's become so common now that everybody's just holding that angle ready and waiting for it. Sure enough, North, they somehow turn it around. I turn away for a second, Anders, and then the B defense is gone. What is this?
So ridiculous, isn't it? How do they actually make their way onto the side after that? It was a big mistake from FaZe. They kept fighting at top banana, and now, well, good spray through the smoke. cajunB is going to be so angry. But here's the long and short of it. They still have two more smokes. One of them is going to go up by the coffins. They also have a Molotov on Magus. They got so many grenades to this 3-on-3. It should be very hard for FaZe to make any kind of a breakthrough here. We'll see if it's going to be available to them. Looks like they are so far almost all rotating towards the coffin's position. A bit of a boost going on with Alu trying to look for a position, but so much time has passed, they might have to give this up.
Yep, they might have to just back off and try and save. Sack the guy who has the FAMAS, that's Rain. They're going to leave him behind, and he will be able to pick up one kill. And he's even going to be able to back off and just save the gun. No problem at all here for Rain, although it might be going to get a bit close. 2 HP! Okay.
Perfectly calculated.
Absolutely, it was all part of the plan. Did he find an AK as well? Then that would have been even better.
3-1 as a scoreline. I don't know about that one for FaZe. Like, they win the fight right away. They crisp config. And then they still continue to fight around that top banana area.
Yeah.
A bit unnecessary. We've got the 5th round coming in here, and still FaZe are able to buy. I guess that's the most important part.
Well, the mid-HE is going out. I like to see that. And Alu will hold, and he hits the shot on Cajun. Cajun knife out, just trying to dart across. Not going to be quick enough. Alu, the Finnish terror, is not going to miss a shot like that. Man advantage now for FaZe.
Attempt to take over the apartments here for North, and no one is going to be there to challenge them, which is pretty common. But they still have that presence at top banana for Nico, and that's allowing for Carrigan to make the rotation over to the other side. So FaZe are really putting up a strong defense here. It's very hard for North to get back in, because the problem is if they have to use grenades to get Nico to fall back, then that's looking like exactly what's going to happen. It'll be hard to take the B-bomb side afterwards. So they want to save their grenades, and just if they're going B, they don't want to use all of them before they even get to it.
I mean, one thing to note is that they do have 4 smokes left. Magus just threw one out, and that's going to block off towards Arch here. Alu looking to see if he can find a gap to abuse, but that's not going to be the case. And so now it will be the execute over towards a site. That bottom banana smoke just forcing North over here. They're making some noise, and then they're going to rotate back. I love it. Smoke just now going to start clearing up. And they should be able to just run straight up onto the B site now. Such awareness from MSL, making sure that he keeps count of those nades.
There's only one counter flashbang that's going to be able to come out from Nico. Timing is pretty good, though. 17 seconds. They are under an enormous amount of pressure here north. The bomb gets dropped as well with 10 seconds left. Nico on the crossfire, getting a headshot on Config. They're trying to see if they can get him down. They need the time to get this bomb in. It's being planted out in the open. One bullet through the smoke, and this round could end, but the plant will come through. AC and Magisk now would be a big time to win a 2 versus 4, but as AZ goes down, Magisk is in a lot of trouble. Hiding behind the new box, getting 1 kill in, realizes that they're coming in from every angle, and FaZe will be able to retake that bomb site with some ease. That's a lot of time being purchased by Nico there, even just the 1 kill.
Yeah, staying alive behind the pillar, that's all he really needed to do at that point, but a very good defense setup. The Molotov as well just stumbled. It cost a few more seconds for North before they were able to actually push, and then MSL was like, screw this, I'm done, I'm running through. Takes about half his HP in fire damage. So running down that clock, I mean, it was a good call from North, but also the fact that FaZe were holding on to key nades to mess them up when they did try to make the push happen. FaZe right now, they're looking like they've got this on lock. It's going to take something deep here from North in the next round. Hard eco from them as well. Big. I always hate the P250 long range. It feels like your bullets just disappear.
Yeah, I have a lot more luck with that than I have with the 5.7 long range. I don't know why.
Really?
It's probably just all in my head. I mean, but
it must be because me, I'm like the complete opposite. I'm like, give me a 5.7 any day of the week. A P250 long range for me, it just feels like the bullets just are wax. They just disappear on contact.
It's a good shot from Alu. Pulls out the pistol. They don't have armor, so he still does a pretty good job cleaning up that kill. And Carrigan is there to make sure that AWP is not going to fall into the wrong hands. So maybe a misstep from Alu, but it doesn't really matter all that much at this point in time. Easy enough pick-off. Saving the AWP is Carrigan, and that's 5-1. North now. Cajun with the AWP. Quite interested to see the AWP battle between Cajun and Alu, because I actually rate Cajun by no stretch of the imagination as the most flashiest AWPer, but I think his positional play is really intelligent. And I know for a fact from talking to very many other players that for them to play against him is very hard, because he's just really annoying.
Well, he's one of the best in Denmark, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but it's like it's not the the Kenny or even the Alu type AWPing where like there's a lot of flicks to it and stuff like that. It's just like he's just good at zoning out parts of the map and always finding himself in really good position. So I think that's what makes it a bit difficult. Trade top banana. That's a great frag coming through from Magisk as well, taking down Alu. Nico has to hold strong. He's only got 19 health, and that just isn't enough. That's going to crack open the bomb site. There's no chance here that there's going to be a 4th person. So well done, North.
They messed up on the order. Alu needed to wait for Nico to actually take the fight there, for them to walk into Nico's crosshair, and then while they're distracted with Nico, then he goes for the repeak. Instead, that actually put Nico at a huge disadvantage.
Oh, almost getting the shot through. Cajun down to 2 health. Blind shots coming out, I think, from Kiyoshima. Rain is now ready to try and see if he can make the crunch in from the other side. It's still a 2-on-3. There isn't that much time left. If he could have got the kill, maybe that would have been enough to go for the retake. He sees the blood on the wall, Rain, surely, so he must realize there's someone back there. They almost line up for the double there, but now instead Kiyoshima's got no chance. Goes down to Cajun B. That could have gone very bad for North.
Dude, that could have gone bad for Cajun. Imagine he gets shot through the smoke twice in key rounds. Just flips the desk. I'm done here. I'm out. Screw this. Well, there it is. North actually managing to pick up a 2nd round on the board here. A single kill for AZ. Very low on frags, actually, on North side of things. Whereas, obviously, FaZe fully bought up. No worries at all for them. And they're going to go for the aggressive smoke again. This is Alu, though. This is what I love to see. And he doesn't spot the beret. There it is, but it's too late. Cajun gets the drop on him. Was he able to see it, or is that just the X-ray messing with me? It looked like it was just part of it, but he could probably think that it's a part of the cobble work.
Definitely looked a bit odd from my point of view too. Maybe it was just camouflaged. Either way, not the best start in the round. A lot of damage being put into Config, but equally Nico got double grenaded and I think tagged with a gun. They're rotating a third man into the A bomb site. Is it going to be there in time, though? That's the question. Nice shot from Rain, dropping the bomb as well before Cajun comes in. Make's got the high ground and out in the open. Carrigan could not find anywhere to stand in that little pit now. It's down to Nico 1 versus 2. He's got 20 health. We've certainly seen crazier things out of the Bosnian superstar here, but now, I mean, he'd shut down the North economy if he won this.
Oh, it would be a disaster for North if he wins this. There should be no way whatsoever. Meg is holding in pit, so Cajun doesn't have to worry about short. And I like it. Clever stuff from Nico. He decides to use the flash for himself. He was going to try and throw a bit of a curveball there. Throw it back over towards Arch. But instead he chooses to be direct, and he's actually, like, what, multi-level mind gaming here.
They've just got the crossfire.
Exactly.
North, you can't really ask for anything more out of them. They know they have all the angles covered. He can't sneak in anywhere. Saw it from Alu. It's like he noticed in the last possible second. It's a good replay there. 5-3 the scoreline. And FaZe, I would say a tough decision to make here. They didn't have the money to go for a really good buy. It's evidenced by the fact that Alu has a P250. There's a UMP and a FAMAS in play. They went for it anyway. I feel like I've been disagreeing with teams all day about these buys, and obviously they're slightly better at the game than I am, so I'm just gonna accept the fact that this is how we play. But
sometimes it works, right?
I would have rather seen a full sort of save and then get more. Because again, I think you can expect to get quite a lot of rounds on T side of this map.
That's like if you can get the op for Alu into play. I mean, that's if you're going to go for the half buy into the buy in the next round, then you're kind of hoping you're going to be able to pick up those really expensive rifles, and the op for Alu would be a big part of that.
Wow. How long before North realized that there aren't that many weapons on this other side? Will they hear the FAMAS or that P250? Maybe that could clue them into something here. They're just waiting around. They're really expecting FaZe to go aggressive. You can tell that MSL has got his back turned in case there's a flash coming in. And in case someone walks in, Config was there. They're going to leave Config, though, and seems like they're going to start to make their way back for more of an A-sided execute.
Well, smoke's going out. 4 players, soon to be 5. It looks like Config is going to hang around just a little bit longer in Banana, but the smoke goes down to block off top mid, and that's going to buy some valuable seconds here. 30 seconds, perfect flash. Rain trying to get back onto the site. It's not going to happen. AZ is there to spray him in the back. And it's a man advantage now for North, pressing onto the side. Keo only 1 for 1. That's good enough. Alu with the P250 somehow finds a headshot, but what happens here is that North maintain that man advantage. They do not hesitate, and that's what allows them to make it happen here. Nico pinned in midair like a Schmetterling, and Kerrigan in a 1v2.
Carrigan's going to have no chance at all. Cajun there with the lineup. 5 for the scoreline. And now a pause being called by FaZe. You cannot blame them for that. It's been a bit questionable. You have to remember they won the pistol. So, you know, they're supposed to be 3-0, right? So the fact that North are already back to 4 rounds and their economy is looking pretty good, whereas for FaZe, not quite the same. Interestingly, though, and this is worth pointing out, Rain has got 14, 2 and 3 as a scoreline here. 14 kills. The closest to him is half of that. That's either Nico or Magus gets 7. It's been, I would say, a while since we've seen Rain be at the really top level. And he's I think a phenomenally intelligent player. So
yes, that was his strength. If it was a clutch situation, a situation where the trickery could really come into play, that's where you wanted Rain. He would be the one to just somehow come through every single time. And yet, you're right. I mean, I think it just comes with the roster changes, the adjustments being made, loss of confidence, right? A whole number of different things kind of stepped in and made life difficult for him.
Yeah, and he's also just, I mean, on a different team with a slightly different role, maybe. So so that could also be part of it. A lot of smokes here on the FaZe side, but it seems like they put them out a bit too late, and you can't blame them. They obviously want to save those so later in the round, and they just aren't getting a chance to here. MSL charges the bomb side with a MAC-10, and that's the round immediately.
Solid work here from North not to crumble under the pressure. It really did look like at the beginning of this half, like FaZe were going to start just getting that crunching lockdown, that chokehold on the economy for North, and not really let them get into the game. But North persevered, and now we're looking at a tied situation, 5-5, and it's North who have the edge. FaZe are the ones who are dealing with the spotty economy. And just to remind you all, if you're just tuning in, this is the last match of the group stage. Last best of 1 that we will have here. Whoever wins goes onto the stage tomorrow. Whoever loses, they're going home. In tears, crying, hopelessly.
Yes, there really almost can't be anything worse than having to sit at the sidelines after having been through such a struggle. Maybe, especially for some of the teams that ended in overtime like that last game. That's, you know,
oh man,
all you're doing is replaying all the rounds in your head that could have been, you know, the ones where you messed up a little bit, where you could have had 2 instead of 1 kill. And yeah, this is actually where I think having a real team structure, like someone who is a mental coach or something, really helps out, so that people don't disappear into those sort of holes of depression, and instead sort of, you know, focus on the next task at hand, get into a more of a professional mindset.
Well, you know, they do have Jack.
Yeah, maybe he can help them out.
Yeah, Daniels, that is.
All right. Solution to some things, but mostly not. Config. Actually, MSL getting grenaded down. It looked like those grenades maybe were going to tag Config instead, but fight for top banana continues here. And Nico landing a straight headshot onto Config. That Molotov, though, going to burn him out. He still picks up AZ. I don't think AZ could actually see anything there, so that's a big opening. 2 kills for Nico, and he's still alive.
Well, I have no idea what was going on through Mage's heads, apart from a bunch of bullets. He kind of just looked a little phased there. MSL and Cajun B now the last 2 here, and it looks like they are going to try and peel back and head over towards the B site. Less defenders there, usually. Pretty good idea if you're down a few men. Maybe with a big opening kill here, they can manage to get onto the site and get a bomb plant.
And Nico's kind of low. Carrigan is hiding in the corner without any grenades, so...
They have multiple smokes as well. That's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, but even if you get both these kills and the bomb down, you're still in the 2-on-3 retake with MSL at very low health, like 20 health, so... Bit of a long shot. Nico continuing to do work. He's finally going to get taken out. But MSL can't account for the fact that Carrigan is still in the corner here, and that's going to be the end of it. Great round from Nico. Triple kill for him. Definitely stepping it up when it really matters. 6-5. They save almost everything on FaZe. North, well, they can still buy.
Yeah, that economy. It's just a back-and-forth kind of struggle here, economically speaking.
I mean, North won 4 rounds in a row, right? So you would hope that they could still put a buy in it, even after losing a single round here. Otherwise, that would certainly suggest that they had been a bit too close at times.
Not a single soul in mid, though. This might be big. Sure enough, the flash is to top mid. Nico, still, somehow the timing is impeccable. Gets the shot point blank on AZ. Are you kidding?
Uh-oh, Carrigan missing up the flashbang.
He's out of nades, too. Or he's got a smoke. Can he get the smoke out? No, not enough time.
Backup is coming, but is it going to be there in time? Carrigan goes down. MSL with the refrag right away. Still a 3-on-3. The bomb is going to be planted right on the other side of those coils of the coffins. And Alu, he tries for a crazy jump through. He gets a headshot on Config. But MSL is there with the refrag anyway. 2-on-2 now. And they are going to try for this retake phase. They don't want to give this up so easily. North, they need to clear this out. Get the economy broken on the CT side. It would be massive if they could win in this round. And Cajun has got such a good lockdown on this angle. MSL getting forced out by the Molotov. And that leaves Cajun. He's got a sight to the smoke once that, or to the bomb once that smoke evaporates, but they're going to re-smoke it. And now Cajun's in trouble. 1 second left. He didn't stand a chance. Just the grenades clear him out. That's brilliant. Really well played by Kiyoshima, actually.
Yeah, just keeping his cool and sticking the defuse. Even when the noise was there, the one thing is that that bugs me about that round is just that Kyo didn't get a kill. Because it was almost like there was an agreement between both of the teams that each guy would get a shot, get a kill, and then he would die, he would get traded. And the pattern was wrecked when Kyo didn't get his, right? Cajun needed to kill Rain, and then Kyo would have won the round. Can't always get what you want, though, Anders.
It's the Rolling Stone said. But if you try sometimes, you get what you need. 13th round is coming up, and with very limited utility, just a saved AWP and a couple of smokes here. We've seen it before happen, but again, I would say it's more reliable like Cobblestone or something, you know, where you can look for some fights that aren't too close range with the AWP. Go close to any corner here, you might only get 1 chance to fire it.
Luckily for him, nobody's holding close short. Instead, it's going to be Arch. At least a little bit of a presence here for Alu, his usual stomping grounds. He decides to back off and hold an angle that he can actually fall back from if the rush does come through. North just following like a flock of geese. Cajun's the mum, and the ducklings are coming behind.
Oh, Flom's going to be happy to hear that for sure. Cajun turning around, a bit of a grenade. Thought he was going to get flashed. He's just lurking in here. I mean, for him to find an opening here would be sort of a miracle at this point. There's so many people on this bomb site. And if he makes any noise, or anyone else from his team does, if there's any grenade, it's going to be over there, rushing right onto the site. There's one opening at least, but Alu gets a refrag, and Keo doing work from the graveyard, taking 3 of them, in fact, and Config able to get the 1 dig in. It's a bit sloppy, isn't it?
Whoa.
8-5.
Since when do we have player mics?
We do. Apparently people were getting salty on the social media sphere because Cloud9 was celebrating and yelling at their opponents. I think it's hilarious. I think they should do it even more.
Damn straight they should.
But yeah, that I realized that apparently has become controversial in competitions to be competitive. But that's just the world we live in, Sumner.
Yeah, I remember there's being something there with PGL as well.
Oh, that's a shot from Alu. Cajun, not even looking for a fight. He just wanted to dive down in the comfort of the sewer. Didn't even get a chance to do that.
Oh, the wall bangs coming through from Keo, though, just in case. Just a little bit of pressure there.
And Config got grenaded over on bottom banana. So, not the best start for North right here in the 14th round. I will say, I think FaZe have actually done a pretty good job right now.
Yeah, they've stabilized. When it started to get tied up, you started to feel just a little bit antsy about it, but FaZe, they've grounded out round after round. They lead by 3, 8-5, and here's the push. MSL trying to lead the way with the flash. Nicely done. But they have not found a kill. With a minute left, at least one thing they have going for them here is that they have forced FaZe back onto the site, and so FaZe's information is limited. And Config is still holding over towards Banana, so they have some eyes on top Banana at least. FaZe are completely in the dark. They actually have hardly any information at all.
They can sort of afford it when they have the man lead, though. It bothers me just a bit less. Alu moving back for the smoke, and with only 35 seconds. This isn't a lot of time when the bomb is practically in CT spawn. When it goes down like that, now you have to stay and fight it. 29 seconds left. They need to get a move on and get into that B bomb side, but Alu's not allowing it. A triple kill here for the Finnish sniper. And AZ trying to fight and stay alive. He's finally going to get the kill, but now look at the time. 17 seconds, and Kerrigan locking down the B bomb site. How do you get back from this if you're AZ? You just don't. Dead in the library. 9-5 is the scoreline. They're getting fired up. Robin is actually just loving this right now.
Yeah, what a turnaround here from FaZe. Damn straight, NBK. Preach! All those crazy games on Inferno. And it's true, Inferno, I mean, really it was like the iconic 3rd map in a best-of-3. Going the distance. All out carnage. Glad to see it back.
Yeah, it's been missed, hasn't it? That's an annoying Molotov of your North. But setting up like this, MSL surely put him into the middle with a flashbang. Yeah, that is going to be the plan. I was worried that he would join the rest of the troop here, but yeah, flashbang going to be in there. Rain is in a position where he's going to be dead blind. Kiyoshima maybe too. Waiting for it. Flashbang, it's a bit late because Rain has already got the kill by the time it lands, and now they can just readjust. Good grenade, but I'm not sure if it's quite enough here. Oh, that might just be it with Alu going down. That's impressive. Somehow they turn it into a 2-on-2. Sloppy Counter-Strike on both sides in this particular round.
Yeah, despite an interesting setup there with the 2 in pit holding pretty much the same position, allowed for Rain to focus on short and Keo to focus on apartments, and yet still... Well, that's awkward. Knife him.
Don't do
MSL, do it for Denmark. Oh, come on!
He's fighting Denmark as well. That was Kerrigan.
Exactly!
Nico now in a 1 versus 2.
Device sends his regards.
This is the big time. Fight and see if he can win it. Clutch it. The Molotov is up, so now's the time to go. 15th round as well. No saving at all. He's going to get shot in the back, though. Swung out a bit too wide on the bomb site, and MSL takes him down for a triple. The Danish captain, in fact, leading the scoreboard for North. We've seen that before. The era of MSL, I believe we've called it somewhat sarcastically.
Yeah, I was about to say. Were we serious?
No, but it's so ridiculous because MSL is criticized so much usually, but he's really stepped it up. We're going to see what happens when we get into the second half here. Stay with us. It's coming up right after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. FaZe versus North. 9-6 in the first half in favor of FaZe Clan. And now in the second half here, they're going to be playing on the T side. If they win the pistol, they stand a very good chance of making it through. This is the final map of the group stage. Winner gets to go home, and winner gets to go to the stadium. Otherwise, that would be a weird tournament format.
And
loser gets to go home. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it plays out here. I think North made enough of an impact on the first half that they can still have a good chance here. I just think this map has been played so poorly on the CT side. I worry for the all-Danish lineup here. We'll see how they do. They're rushing up the middle with the Glocks. They've got the Molotov and Smoke just been put on one side. This is a quick play, but Config there to stop it. Shutting down Alu. Nico with the refrag. Cajun spang away. Still looking for another headshot. He doesn't have time to reload, so he's going to go down immediately. 2 versus 3 now for the retake.
Yeah, this isn't pretty. At least they've done some damage here, North. And MSL is fairly close. He's managed to lurk his way through. He does manage to spot the one at the back of the site, and he knows that there's a second one there as well. Now, where is the third? Is he in apartments? Is he in pit? It looks like he's got an idea that Keo's over in pit looking for the headshot with that USP. Keo, do not show yourself. Stay hidden and force MSL to come to you. You do not need to be taking a long-range fight. And sure enough, it works out perfectly. Keo stays alive. He stays crouched, and Rain is there to collect the kill for free.
Well played and well done on the FaZe side. There must just be a stone that drops in your stomach when you turn the corner on Arch and you immediately go down on FaZe. Then you think, oh god, you know, the push has come to an end.
That was instant.
Yeah, and Cajun got another kill as well, so then you're really thinking, okay, this is falling apart, but they stuck with the plan, and most importantly, this is something I always look for. There was no hesitation. There's really nobody on FaZe who was sort of halfway through thinking, maybe I'm going to back off and see if I can just lurk a kill or something. Like, no, just keep fighting.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
No, you're absolutely right. When he goes for those kinds of pistols, kind of run and gun straight onto a site, somebody even falters for a moment, it could mean the difference. But now they're taking a little bit more time, committing quite a few grenades to getting top banana control. And Alu is still hanging around over here, not quite sure, but it looks like they will finally go ahead and clear it out. Only issue is 3 players are ready and waiting for them on the B site for North. One of them boosted to look above the smoke as well. And that's been very effective so far this tournament. It seems like every time somebody's boosted, they're collecting at least 1 frag.
We have those smokes being picked up. And again, yes, smokes don't even matter if you're Nico, that's fine. All right.
Oh, how insanely annoying for MSL.
Yeah, How's any annoying for me? I was about to make a good point about how smokes really matter, and just making me look stupid, isn't he?
Sorry, Anders.
Yeah, I'm angry.
Nico's like, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. AZ is about to be very sorry as well. He's holding the bottom side alone, and he's got absolutely no chance at all in the pit here. Maybe he could sneak in a quick headshot on someone, but then they're certainly all going to be on him. Gets the one on Kerrigan, and then gets completely railed on by Keo coming in from the high ground. So 4 was 3 here. Save the last smoke if you're Omega. Save the pistols maybe 2, and give it up north. This isn't going to work out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You've got 2 P250s, a CZ, and a smoke. No reason to be giving any kind of money over to FaZe. $300 for kills with the rifles. Especially avoid Alu with that MAC-10. That's $600 per frag. You do not want to be running in there and giving that away for free. But gotta like it from FaZe. Very clean work, and it's kind of stylistic of Kerrigan. You know, there's very little chaos usually when Kerrigan's calling the shots. His teams are usually pretty well regimented.
Yeah, but I think he's also the sort of leader that really needs that. So it's great that they are, but I think if people stop listening to his calls, and obviously he's not the only one. We've seen in the past how Nico chimes in, and there is sort of a conversation, not a dictator. Yep. But I think when he's the one making a call from sort of, you know, mid-round to end round, then it is kind of important that people follow through. That was one of the things I think that went completely wrong in Astralis towards the end. That it really looked like his team had lost confidence. I think they've said as much in interviews later that they didn't trust him, and maybe he didn't feel comfortable with them either. Like there was a cool thing going on, but these guys certainly are confident, and the result is evident to all. Alu gonna get a bit of a nice double kill before he gets run down with a MAC-10. That's no problem at all.
Oh, config. Taking some shots. Yep, perfect. Well done, Nico. You know, smokes, wooden planks, you know, same thing. He doesn't actually need to see you to put bullets in your head. What a shot from Maisie, though. Point blank. Surprise, surprise. He can do the same. Not going to get the shoulder peek, though. That's a shame. Would have been a winning situation had he been able to pull that off.
That was about to go out of control, wasn't it? So a wake-up call, I would say, for FaZe Clan, just to say, wait a minute, these guys are actually pretty good at the game. So even if we're doubling their round score at 12-6, let's not make any mistakes now. 20 kills on Rain. Alu on 16 and 14 on Keo, 15 on Nico. It's all good. Kerrigan way towards the bottom of the scoreboard. What's really shocking is the fact that Config has only got 5 kills. That's an absolute problem here, because Config is supposed to be one of the superstars of the North team, and he's also a player that's kind of tricky to play against because he's so aggressive. He's actually picked up the AWP on the CT side.
Capable opper. No doubt about that. And he is going to be hanging around Banana, it looks like. Makes the jump in 1. Very nice. Good movement. So key to have that movement down pat. But you're right.
I'm curious that he made the jump that way, because I just run on the barrels. I don't run up on the actual...
But, you know, the thing is, Anders, it's all about style.
It is all about style, supposedly. Flash is in. Config not falling back. He will fall back just the last second. Looked like he wanted to stick that. Is he going to try and take a parting shot? He does, again, without too much of a result. I've noticed people always take that shot sort of towards the center of the wall, but you can actually line it up all the way on the edge, and it won't hit the wall on the other side. I think people are afraid that the wall on the other side will eat it, but that doesn't really happen. Rain does go down, though, and thanks to Cajun B, he's holding over in the pit now.
Smoke to walk off arch, and now we get the actual push with 30 seconds left on the clock. Kerrigan, no idea. Probably the man in pit. Yes, it's going to be Cajun B finding that shot. 3 on 5 now with only 20 seconds left. Nico will deliver 1 headshot for his team, but the crossfire is still alive here on the A site. Nico with a second kill will take down. Though Keo now steps in as well. Can't even finish the sentences before these guys are dying. This is nuts. Nico in a 1v2 clutch situation, AK in hand, no nades.
They don't have any either, and that's huge. Another headshot coming in. Config going for the peak. Nico looking for the 1-tap. Just needs a single bullet, and there it is. Oh my god, Nico, all 4 kills and surviving on 4 health. What a miracle. Up now to 19. This is why he's regarded as one of the best players in the world. At times, certainly seems like he is the best in the world. Shocking result. If they had any grenades, a Molotov, an HE, anything they could toss on that site, if they were coming in from different angles, anything like that, but They felt like they had him locked on the side. They wanted to punish him right then and there. What a big clutch.
Yeah, the moment's hesitation costing them everything in the end. For North, AZ, I think he got spotted. Alu will find the shot. And now, well, there is a man still in apartments, which isn't common here for the CT side. Not something you see every day. Cajun B holding in boiler room. Bomb is dropped right in front of him, so he's a pretty happy guy right now. Unfortunately for him, he has no idea that the Frenchman, the problem, is going to be jumping on him.
MSL probably would like to sneak his way out of that smoke in library and get a kill on somebody, but they've got everything locked down right now. Exit kills must be the name of the game here if you're on the north side, which is painful to say when you're about to be down 14-6. You want a better upside than just stealing a rifle somewhere.
You won't even steal that op. Plenty of people there to pick it up for Alu as well. So really, you only dealt the economic damage of Kevlar plus nades. Bit of a sad situation. Keo will find the shot on Magisk. Nico grabs the AWP for Alu.
I wish we could get that death animation in slow motion. It looked like he actually sort of did a backflip. Good times.
Sometimes you get those like 1.6-ish animations, right?
I mean, I wish we could have the sort of half-circle blood spray animation from people who didn't have head armor in 1.6. That's, I don't know. That's good. Sounds a bit morbid when you say it's burned into my mind, but it is.
You were just hitting headshots left and right, Anders. You couldn't help but see it.
That's the interpretation we're going to go with. Config on the other side. Oh, how on... Oh, I can't explain that. And I don't think Config will be able to either. Oh, what a miserable situation. Missing that shot probably cost him the round. AC does go for a bit of a spray. Alu covering the back and taking down MSL, and Magisk now alone. We've seen players have off days and days where they're not having a good time, but that kill is going to keep Config alive or keep him alive, or keep him awake for very many months to come.
Well, I feel like the watchers on the wall need to give FaZe Clan a call and just be like, so the North came and you guys obliterated them. So can you actually like send us over some notes real quick on how you did that? Because we might need that in a bit.
I mean, everything is falling apart right now for the Danish side. A lot of people were predicting that. Moses was laughing at me before the game got started, saying that this would be the result. Turns out he's right. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, Moses, I can picture his face right now, man.
Me too, that's the worst part.
He is so happy right now. I mean, this at least you guys didn't put a pie on it or something like that. I'm amazed that he actually was willing to make a pie bet with you at the beginning.
He wasn't. He chickened out of it.
He chickened out. I thought he was the one putting it online. I thought you were the one chickening out, Anders. What was this?
No, I'm sure it was the other way. Still more than a minute left here. Match point for FaZe. One more round to play in Lanxess.
Config not a happy camper.
So many historic matchups right now that involve FaZe, and it'll be exciting to see if they can make it through. If they can, for sure we're going to see some good games for them in the arena. Carrigan with a charge in. Rain gets a headshot as well, and now down in the pit. Cajun needs help, and a lot of it, and quickly. He's actually going to do a remarkable job, but eventually the flames will consume him, and the bomb has been planted. It's still a 2-on-2. MSL is low on health. So is Alu, who's going to go for a peek behind the flashbang to take down Magisk. He had the health. He had to do the clutch. Now MSL going to be walking in a 1 versus 2. He goes for the spray and misses it. Finally, the headshot comes in. And now it's MSL versus Carrigan. Captain versus Captain. Carrigan has got a massive advantage. He should be able to hang on to it, but he can't. MSL somehow gets the frag. A 1 versus 2 clutch on 18 health. Remarkable round here. And that will be enough time for the defuse as well. He keeps them alive just long enough. I have no idea how either. I'm just not even going to try and pretend to know how this game is turning out. It's all over the place.
Deep breaths, man. Deep breaths. Both of these teams right now hyperventilating. This is nuts. It just feels like it's going to be clutch after clutch situation here, getting down to it. And I love that it was leader versus leader as well. Captain versus captain to settle it all. And MSL fights through and keeps his team alive. 15-7. 8 rounds in a row necessary for overtime here for North. And, well, you know, we have cast a couple overtimes now, Anders. Maybe it'll happen.
Yes, we have. Keo with 2 big kills. One of them right through the frame of the door. Gonna make a jump into the pit. Config trying for the flick. 3 versus 5 again. North are completely decimated here. Nico gonna hold on and take down MSL. They're not under a lot of pressure. Config goes down. FaZe is just waiting. They're just saying, listen, you're in panic mode, so we're just gonna stand still and wait for you to show up. 1 versus 5 for Magisk. It seems like this is no chance here for North any further. Magisk gonna get a couple of headshots in, but with the bomb down and with just 28 health, it seems like they're gonna not make it to the arena. It's another headshot for Magisk, but I don't buy it.
Dude, anything is possible. There's still a little bit of time here. He doesn't have a kit, though. And that's going to be the main thing, the kicker. If he can just get through this Molotov as soon as it clears, he has to haul. He's covered off pit for himself, but the man alive in Graveyard has no mercy. Kerrigan finds the shot, and FaZe will be the last team here at ESL One, getting out of the groups and moving on to the playoffs.
Yes, indeed. I mean, very convincing. If you wanted to prove that you deserve to be in that arena, you just did it. No hesitation at all. A clear and cut plan. They just plowed all the way through North, and this is the end result. Obviously, complete disappointment on the North side. You can't blame them. They were hoping they could make their way through. Probably felt like they did deserve to be there as well. What a result.
Fantastic. I mean, it's still to push and stay alive to the bitter end, but then to run into FaZe, a team that have just been on a tear since Nico's joined the roster.
We are going to go to a break, and then we'll be right back. Stay with us.